Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Jessie and Ian is usually here with me, but today he's at work, so I figured it's probably the perfect time to film my pregnancy update. I've been saying I'm gonna film this since I was like 18 weeks pregnant, and today I am 23 weeks pregnant, so it is about time that I do this little pregnancy update. So a few weeks ago on my Instagram, I asked if anyone had any questions about my pregnancy, like anything anyone wanted to know, and I was going to answer those in this video. So I'm going to address those and answer those all towards the end of the video. Right now, I just kind of have some notes in my phone that I want to talk about. I just want to talk about like my whole pregnancy and like what it's been like, what I've been going through. So I'm currently exactly 23 weeks today. Today is Tuesday, so I hit a new week every Tuesday, and I was just telling my fiance today, like, I love Tuesdays. For some reason, just like seeing everything about the baby on this day and like everything about our pregnancy as the weeks go by, it's like the funnest thing to me. I have a pregnancy app. It is called Baby Center, and basically I just use that, and it says, you know, 23 weeks today. My baby is the size of a large mango. So whenever I first found out I was pregnant, I took my pregnancy test on December 30th of 2018, and I had no clue that I was going to be pregnant. I was not expecting the test to say positive. I had no symptoms at all besides my boobs were a little bit sore, but I thought that was normal. I was like, okay, I'm about to start my period. Like, there's, you know, no way I'm pregnant. So, like, literally no symptoms besides sore boobs, which is kind of a normal symptom. If you're a girl and you have periods, then you know that's kind of a normal thing. So, like, there was no nausea or nothing before I found out. Whenever we found out we were pregnant and I, you know, tracked it to find out how far along we were about 6 weeks along. And so literally probably 4 days after that is when I started having symptoms. So one of the first things I want to talk about is all of the symptoms I've experienced since I've been pregnant. So I have a little list here going, but one of the first ones is my boobs are huge. I have noticed this since literally, like, right even before I found out I was pregnant. This is one of the things that, like, I felt before I was pregnant, the only thing. So my boobs have probably grown, like, I don't know, 2 sizes bigger or so already, and I know that that's just the beginning, but yeah, they're very large. And one of the things that like grows and changes, I feel like, every day. Another one of the symptoms that I experienced very early on is my food aversions. So a food aversion is basically the opposite of a craving. So if you have something you're craving, you know, you can't stop thinking about it, you can't stop wanting to eat it. A food aversion, it would be that you have things that sound disgusting, things that you cannot eat, things that make you want to like throw up. I had that with almost every food, and so that was one of the hardest things in the beginning, was to, you know, get past those food aversions and find things that I could actually eat. So I definitely dealt with that really bad, and that's finally gone away now, thankfully. I don't really have that anymore. As for weight gain, I get this question a lot. I've gained about 12 pounds now, and I don't know if that's on track. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if that's more or less than most people by 23 weeks, but I'm not really gonna pay attention to it that much. I'm just gonna track it just so like at the end I can know if I gained 50 pounds, 60, 40, I don't know. But I'm not, you know, gonna get mad about it. I'm just gonna like let it happen, and however much weight I gain naturally, then that's how much weight I gain. So not stressing about it or anything like that, just to let y'all know I've gained like 10 or 12 pounds. From 7 weeks until I was about 22 weeks pregnant, I experienced a lot of nausea. I would explain it to people and describe it to people as being 80% nauseous at all times. So that has not been a fun part, but honestly, I've just kind of dealt with it. I've spent a lot of my time laying down because that's what I've had to do. I did try a couple medicines. So the first one I got prescribed whenever I was 12 weeks along, and that was Bonjesta, and it's basically taking a sleeping pill every day. So it made me extremely drowsy, extremely zombie-like, and that was just not fun. So I took that for like probably a month and a half or 2 months, and I just dealt with the sleepiness, the tiredness. I was taking naps like every day. Like, I could not get out of bed until 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was just extremely tired. Okay, sorry if I'm out of breath. That's another thing with pregnancy, is like it makes you super out of breath, and I also talk really fast, so that doesn't help. But so after the Bonjesta, I talked to my doctor. I told her it was making me too tired. I wanted to switch to something else. So whenever I was 18 or 19 weeks, I switched to Zofran, and I was taking Zofran, but one of the main problems with Zofran is that it causes people to have, you know, problems with digestion and stuff, and so that's exactly what it did to me within 3 days of taking it. So I stopped taking that, and I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna be tired all the time, I'm not gonna have stomach issues, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, you know, figure this out. I was 21 weeks at this point whenever I stopped taking any medicine, and I think that, you know, a lot of my nausea had like subsided, and so I was okay. But also I found that eating like every 2 hours, although it sucks and I'll probably gain more weight that way, eating every 2 hours is what's really helping me to, you know, push past the nausea. And also going on walks every day, that helps me as well. So, you know, staying active, eating a lot, making sure, oh my god, I'm so out of breath. So staying active, you know, eating every couple of hours, making sure I never go hungry, making sure I get enough sleep is all what helps me to not be nauseous. I still have nauseous spells and I'm 23 weeks pregnant, and that's just kind of what I have to deal with. My doctor told me that if you're after 20 weeks and you're still nauseous, then you're probably gonna be nauseous your whole pregnancy, so lucky me. So another thing I want to touch on is skin. A lot of people during their pregnancy, you know, you can be on two sides of the spectrum. Like some people either break out really, really bad, get a lot of hormonal acne, and some people, you know, have clear skin and glowing skin, and you know, they get the pregnancy glow. And thank God I've been so lucky, because I feel like I've definitely gotten the pregnancy glow. I don't think I've had a single breakout. This is so crazy. Since I've gotten pregnant, I've not had a single spot pop up on my face, anything like that. I've dealt with like very clear skin, which is crazy. Definitely unexpected for me, so that's cool. One thing I will say is maybe my skin has gotten a little bit more dry, like in this area, I will say. And that's the only difference in my skin that I've noticed. Another symptom is that I also noticed literally today is that all of my arm hair, this is so weird, and I googled it and it's like a pregnancy thing, but I don't have any more arm hair. Like, I don't know if you can tell, I have like 2 hairs. I've never really had super hairy, you know, arms, and it's always been really blonde, but like it's mostly all fell out. Okay, I see like 5 hairs, but still, like, that's just something that's really weird, is that my hairs all fell out. So the next symptom I'm gonna touch on is tiredness. I definitely have felt an increase in tiredness. I take naps occasionally, but I don't feel bad about it. I just take, like, you know, if I need it, I'll take a 30-minute or an hour-long nap, and that usually helps me feel better. I definitely need my sleep though. I typically will get like 9 hours of sleep a night. I know that's ridiculous, but I need my sleep, and I think that's because I'm pregnant. So hopefully that doesn't stick around after I have the baby, because I know that I won't be getting much sleep then. Another symptom that I've had is, I don't know if this is a symptom, but something that pregnancy has caused is, I think it's caused my hair to get longer. Definitely does not fall out as much as it used to. I used to get like handfuls that would fall out in the shower. Now it's like a few pieces of hair, so that's a cool part of pregnancy, but I know that that all comes along with the postpartum hair loss. So if you have any tips for that, then let me know in the comments, because I'm gonna try to keep this hair. So I think that's all really of the symptoms I've had, and now I just want to touch on some of the weird things about pregnancy. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know that pregnancy can bring on a lot of weird things, and I've had a few of them. So one that I can think of right now is I have 2 cabinets in my house, in my kitchen, that I cannot open. Like, for some reason, they just have this weird scent, this weird smell that every time I open them, I just gag. So if I open those cabinets, I literally have to hold my breath or I will gag. Another thing is, if I am walking upstairs, I cannot skip a step, because skipping a step causes me to gag. I really don't know why. It's like the weirdest thing ever, but it happens every time. So I know that, like, those are the things that causes it. I don't know, it's so weird. Oh, another thing is brushing my teeth. Brushing my teeth has never bothered me before. It's never caused me to gag, but oh my gosh, I think I gag every single time now I brush my teeth. It's definitely not fun. Okay, so I just went through my Instagram and I found all the questions that I asked you guys to ask me if you wanted to know anything about my pregnancy. So I want to go ahead and answer some of these. So someone said, not that it matters, but I've noticed you've been eating not as healthy as you were before. So I did want to talk about this a little bit. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably see that I don't eat very healthy. At this point, I'm kind of just eating whatever sounds good, whatever I can make myself eat, because especially in the beginning, nothing sounded good. Like literally, if one thing sounded good, that would be the only thing I could possibly eat, and so I'd have to eat it. So if that was a chicken finger, I'd have to eat a chicken finger. If that was french fries, I'd have to eat french fries. Like there was really, that was the only thing I could eat, or nothing. So I feel like being pregnant, you kind of have to just, you know, make yourself eat whatever you can, especially in the beginning. But now that I have a bit bigger taste for things, I can finally eat more things than I used to be able to. No, of course I want to eat healthier, but if I'm being honest, the way I eat now, which is not very healthy, is truly how I have been eating since a year before I found out I was pregnant. Honestly, if you followed me for a while, you know I went through this whole health thing for years, and I burnt myself out in every single way of any kind of healthy food there is. And when I say I burnt myself out, I don't mean like, oh, I just don't feel like eating healthy. Like I cannot. There are certain things that I cannot eat because of how much I ate it like previously. So, you know, right now I'm just not gonna worry about it. I don't eat crazy amounts of foods. You know, if I do eat french fries, if I do eat cake, I don't have like 5 pounds of cake. I'll have a few bites and like I'm good. So I, you know, watch my portions. I make sure I'm not going crazy. I just honestly just eat what I can, and I'm still eating basically the same way. I haven't changed anything since I got pregnant, so that's really my only answer for that. But I definitely want to eventually eat better one day, so I'm hoping that my healthy food cravings will come back, but we'll see. Someone said, how do you feel about how early your kid will be exposed to processed sugar? Oh gosh, are these questions that as a mom I'm gonna have to start like thinking about? Honestly, I feel like people do that on like their first birthday. That's when they have their first cake for the first time. So I'm sure, you know, as I go through it, I'm gonna be learning so much about being a new mom and being a parent for the first time in general. And I think that whenever it comes down to it, to make those kind of decisions, I'll just do it as I go. I'm not gonna be like that crazy mom that, you know, will never allow her kid to have a McDonald's Happy Meal, but I'm also gonna make sure that they eat super healthy all the time, and, you know, give them as much like health foods as I possibly can. So I'm gonna have to change the way I am, obviously, so that she will, you know, be really healthy. Someone said, are there any unexpected symptoms you didn't know about before? Definitely. I didn't realize that pregnancy was such a painful thing, if that makes sense. I kind of always just assumed that pregnancy, you felt exactly the same, you just had a belly, but that's not the case. There's a lot of pulling, a lot of stretching, a lot of random little like pains you get, and it's not like terrible or anything. It's honestly just your body making room for the baby. And so that was one thing I just didn't expect really, and so that was kind of crazy to me. Also, I always expected to be so hungry. When I got pregnant, I expected to be wanting to eat everything, but I had so many like food aversions that I did not want anything, and so I never expected that of myself. Someone said, have you experienced mood swings yet? No, I don't think so. I've always been very emotional, so like crying for me is not out of the ordinary. So if I was to cry, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's because I'm pregnant. I cry a lot and very easily. Honestly, I feel like I've gotten like stronger as a crier since I've been pregnant. I don't feel like things make me as emotional right now, but I don't know, that could all change in a few months. Someone said, does it feel kind of like when you're on your period, bloating, PMS, or different? You definitely feel some bloating, but no, I wouldn't say it feels like you're on your period. In the beginning, you definitely get like, I remember I would have like a 30-second cramp like once a day, every day, up until I was like, I don't know, 10 weeks pregnant. But then other than that, no, it doesn't really feel like that to me, I don't think. Someone said, why is your belly so small? Is it a family thing? Meaning, does this happen to people in your family? So I get a lot of questions and a lot of comments about me being so small for being almost 6 months pregnant, and honestly, I am just as shocked as everyone else. I expected myself to be huge as a pregnant person, and I know it can still happen, so I'm just gonna let it happen, you know, whenever it wants to come on, whenever my big belly wants to come. But I swear, I thought I was gonna be the kind of girl that like blows up immediately whenever she finds out she's pregnant. I never expected myself to still fit into all of my clothes at this point in my pregnancy. I honestly am just as surprised as everyone else. So I don't know where that came from. I don't think anyone else in my family was super small pregnant. I feel like it's gonna come out of nowhere and I'm just gonna blow up and like be a whale one day, but we'll see. Someone said, what are the best exercises to do while you're pregnant to get the best results without harming the baby? I don't know if there's any best exercises to do while pregnant. Honestly, for me, I like to do a lot of walking and just, you know, stay active. I think that helps the blood flow, helps you not get as swollen. So for me, I just stick to walking. I'll do some, you know, same exercises that I did before I was pregnant, just with a lighter weight too. Someone said, what are you most excited for? I am definitely excited to see what she looks like. I think that's what I'm most excited for. I cannot wait to see like if she looks more like me, if she looks more like her dad. I don't know. I just can't wait to see what she looks like. Someone said, have you had any growing pains or pulled muscles in your stomach? And yes, I touched on that a little bit, but yeah, I did not expect that. The pulling experience, like I didn't expect to feel that at all, and so it's super weird, but I feel like it's even gonna get worse as I get bigger. Someone said, how much is it recommended to lift while pregnant? So this is something that I feel like every doctor is different, because with my first doctor, I told her I was working out. I told her, you know, I was lifting weights, and she never told me to change anything I was doing. She never said, only lift a certain amount, only do this. She never gave me a weight requirement, a weight limit with the weight that I'm using while working out. So I just continued to work out as normal. Then I switched doctors and I went to my second doctor because I moved. I am now at my second doctor, and I went in whenever I was 18 weeks pregnant, and I told her I'm working out. You know, she said, how much are you lifting? And I was like, oh, the other day, you know, I was squatting like 95 pounds. And she was like, oh no, the weight limit is 30 pounds. So honestly, I think every doctor is different, and I think that whatever your doctor says, you just gotta listen to her. So I'm changing mine to 30 pounds now, which is weird, and I don't really feel like it's necessary, but I'm gonna listen to her, I promise. So I think, you know, every doctor is different, and just listen to whatever your doctor tells you to do. Someone said, I'm curious as to how you feel mentally about your body transforming. Honestly, I always thought that I would be very like stressed out during this time. I was always super worried about, you know, how small I was and making sure I looked good and everything, and like being the smallest weight possible. But then like a year or two ago, that all kind of changed for me, and I started just accepting myself, you know, however I am, and like gaining some weight back just to feel healthier and feel better and not be so stressed out all the time about being small. And so honestly, I think that all of that happened, and that I went through that for a reason, because now I'm pregnant and I literally don't care. Like, I don't care how much weight I gain during this pregnancy. I don't care if I, you know, get huge at some point. Like, I don't care about my body and what it looks like at all. Like, I'm excited for a big belly. I'm excited to grow. I'm excited to, you know, have the baby and have the like journey of getting back down to my like normal weight after I have the baby. So honestly, mentally I feel really good about it. That might change once I'm like 30 more pounds heavier, but we'll see how that goes. Someone said, I struggle with my body image. Oh, this is the same person, so this goes along with that other question. She said, I struggle with my body image and I feel like getting pregnant would push me over the edge. So if this was me 2 or 3 years ago, whenever I was solely focused on being the smallest person I could possibly be, then I 100% know exactly how you feel. Honestly, I think that everything happens for a reason, and that's why I went through that whole change of like me just accepting myself and my body and gaining weight, and like understanding that like it just doesn't matter. And so I think that if you do plan on getting pregnant, then you have to definitely work on yourself and like work on your self-acceptance and like body positivity and accepting yourself at whatever weight, because it really does not matter like what you look like, what you weigh. It does not matter. You have to just feel good. And so if you are trying to get pregnant, then, you know, definitely think about trying to shift your mentality to just, you know, accepting yourself a little bit more and realizing it's not all about that. But I know that it takes time. It took me like a year to get to that point. So yeah, if that's your goal, then yeah, like send me a message and maybe I can like talk to you about it. That's all of the questions. Everything else I kind of touched on already in this video. Okay, And now time to show my belly. Okay, so these are kind of like baggy sweatpants. Probably should have put on some leggings or something, but so yeah, this is my belly at 23 weeks. Pretty much just looks like flabby, I guess. I don't really know. My belly size like really did not change much at all. Like I didn't really grow a belly until I was probably, I don't know, 16, 17 weeks pregnant, and that was just a little bit like, and honestly every day it changes. It just changes depending on what I eat, what I'm wearing. The past couple days it's been really small. I don't know if she hides or I don't know what it is, but she's on track. She's the perfect size that she's supposed to be right now. So it's just every pregnancy is different, so that's why I'm not really showing that much, but it's definitely coming because I can see it. And the weight I've gained has kind of just been like all over and some in my belly, so I know that, you know, my belly will get bigger and I'll probably be giant by the end of this. So yeah, we'll see. So I guess that's gonna be it for my little pregnancy update. I'm gonna do another one of these at like 30 weeks. So if you have any questions that I didn't address or anything you want me to talk more about, then leave that in the comments of this video, and I'll definitely make sure to talk about it in our next video. Sorry if I've been super out of breath. That's one thing that comes along with pregnancy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching.